Hello. So last time I decided to basically, is it refactor in this case or restructure? I'm not entirely sure. I guess it's not really a refactor. I did restructure my code sort of. You'll see there's a lot more generics now. Uh, Essentially, I decided to invert control and make this program more easily tested. And this is sort of the result. Now, I'm not actually sure if I need this lifetime, but I'm going to leave it in just for now, since it does compile with it. Yeah, I guess I should kind of go over what I just did, because a lot of stuff happened. Like, obviously, this is big mess of generics and traits. I mean, stuff like this actually doesn't look that bad. Honestly, I would say personally, like there may be a lot of generics here, but I mean, it's not like this is super hard to read or anything, right? And if it was like something that went and bled like off the right hand side of the page or something, I could have used where clauses instead, and the where clauses would have made things look a little bit nicer, I guess. I didn't do that, but I mean, whether you do this style of syntax or if you use where clauses is really just a stylistic preference, right? So, first of all, initialize tile map is now part of this tile map creator trait. The only implementer of the tile map creator right now is this tile map path. So the tile map path basically just actually doesn't take anything. It just you just call initialize tile map and it'll just run all the original logic. Everything here is now completely generic though. So the reason why I did it this way is because I didn't want to actually carry around this big old list of, I guess, dependencies, sort of. I mean, yeah, in a way this is kind of just like a list of dependencies, isn't it? But yeah, I just didn't want to carry around this chunk of type parameters all in like the definition of this function. If I left it as a free function, I'd have to basically just copy this. Plus, I'd also have to have a type for tile map creator and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot of type parameters. So just to cut down on boilerplate, I decided I'll just do it this way. What else? This could be a little bit more generic. Right now, only this last argument here is actually generic at all. I could have made it so that the rest of these were also generic, but they're concrete types right now, like tile map dimensions. You can see right here, I'm creating it with map width, map height. One subtle thing you might have noticed is that all of the old accessors now have this function call syntax. It's because, well, they are now functions, like so. And as you might expect, they just delegate to the original struct. So that's pretty much all I did. Similar things happened with generate tile data. I also did a self-reference thing here because it's just some way to cut down boilerplate. So I actually did try to favor the more object-oriented syntax here, just because of I just didn't like having to play with this many type parameters everywhere. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I've done. I did have some borrowing issues actually. If you think about it, this in particular, these vectors, like and these as well. At first, I thought when you if you do something like self.tilesets.iter and then you do stuff with it, I thought what it was doing was it was moving tilesets. Of course, I knew it couldn't really be doing that because it was kind of contradictory to what I know. Like, you can't just like move that value out of that struct because, I mean, then the struct also has to die, right? Because otherwise, if you move the value and then that memory is gone, then yeah, you have like a dangling pointer basically. So yeah, I figured that much out, and I had a whole bunch of like lifetime errors talking about stuff not living long enough. And eventually I ended up just putting this reference. I decided, yeah, you know, we borrow self, and then we give a reference to tile sets instead, and that seems to work. I do know that there's some rule about vectors and references. Like, you don't want to use a reference to a vector. You want to use like a slice. Although I'm not sure that applies in this case. I think if it's in the return type, then this is fine. I think it's when it's in the argument position, where if you're taking a reference to a vector, then you can always just take a string slice instead, or not string slice. So you can always just take a array slice, and it'll automatically like convert your vector into that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to talk about here. Oh yeah, this funny thing. These the width and the height for a tiled image are actually I32s. They're not U32s. They're I32s. I honestly don't know what the reasoning is for that. So yeah, I just don't really understand. There might be a reason for that, like a real reason, but I think that might just be a bad API decision. I have no idea. So, without further ado, the last thing I have to actually do here is make sure that this actually can be tested. So everything has been restructured in such a way that I can test it. We have all the inversion of control that we need. So at this point, it's about creating mocks of everything and then implementing traits for them. And that shouldn't be too hard, honestly. I do think I can actually pull this off. I don't think I want to give the types up front like that. Although I guess I have to. If I'm doing it this way, I have to. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather give concrete types because it's just easier. I'm testing. I don't know how much inversion of control I would want in my tests, but I honestly don't care. And yeah, there's something that I could have done even more generically for an even easier time testing things. Or I mean, it could allow me to test even more things. I would say. And yeah, I guess it's not just about testing, right? It's it gives you some flexibility if your function is very polymorphic. I'm not going to go over all the benefits and everything of that because I feel like I've already talked about that at length. So yeah, I just need to, I guess, create mocks for everything. So I'm going to start with. Well, I should actually start with tilemap path. So something that implements tilemap creator. That's kind of important. I'm not really sure how this is going to work. I guess I have to also supply a lifetime. See, I'm going to try and get rid of that lifetime, I think. Yeah, let's do that, because if I can get rid of that, that would be a little bit less stuff to worry about. I mean, I'm not really getting rid of the lifetime, I'm just... what's going on? Why is this... Okay, whatever. IntelliJ's being silly again. I'm not really getting rid of the lifetime, it's just... I'm not being explicit about it, because lifetime inference will still kick in, and it'll try and elide all the lifetimes. If it can. It might be able to do this. Let's see. I guess in the meantime... Oh, wait, no, I can't do that because of this. That's okay. I can get rid of that. Let's try this. Also, I had a sized bound somewhere. I don't really know if I need that still. Where am I still using a lifetime? Oh, here. Tilemap path. Oh wait, tilemap path does take a lifetime though. Yeah, I do actually need one. Okay. No, this one still belongs. I'm just not sure if I need to tie that lifetime to the tilemap creator trait here. I might have to. Oh, it's looking pretty good right now. Oh no. Wait, no, that's just a warning about this not needing to be mutable. Oh yeah, none of this stuff really needs to be mutable anymore. Oh, that's kind of weird. I should probably space this a little bit better. It's kind of ugly. Okay, yeah, that works. So I can get rid of that lifetime. Cool. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit better. We'll remove this. I mean, we are moving the values anyway, so it's not really a big deal. I do like that a little bit nicer, or a little bit better. A little bit nicer? I don't know. I think I'm trying to combine two different sentences into one. I don't know why I decided that I was going to run this again, just to verify this one little change. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt, but I don't think it really helps. Alright, so there was a sized bound. Let me look for that. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit slow. Can I get rid of that here? I remember having to add it because of the compiler complaining about that. Something about something not being sized. But I think it should be okay not to require that. I hope it's okay not to require that. I'd assume that most things would, yeah, that would require that bound implicitly anyway. I don't really know when you would need to specify that other than for, like, if you have like a trait object that has generic functions and you need to you need to specify that this method can only be used for sized types. So I guess basically when you don't need dynamic dispatch. At least that's the gist of what I got out of it. I probably botched that explanation already. Anyway, we now can fill this thing with mock layers, so we're going to make a struct mock layer. And our mock layer is going to have tiles in it, I believe. I think that's the only field that layers can have, if I'm not mistaken. Look for a tiled layer here. Yeah, I can only have tiles, which is a vector of U32. That the vector of a vector part is actually important because of the generate tile map data or tile map info algorithm. Yeah, this one, the generate tile data algorithm here does like I call .iter and flatmap on layers, but then on tiles we also have to call iter and flatmap again. And then on what is inside of that, we also have to call into iter.map. So essentially, we don't care about the contents necessarily, but we do care about the wrappers. We do care about the type constructor. It does matter that it's vector, and we can't abstract over that, unfortunately, because we don't have higher kind of types. So yeah, the only other issue, I guess, is I could have abstracted this stuff out too and then said that this is just a generic function that does stuff and it doesn't care about numbers. Like, I have like num traits, so it's not a big deal if I were to do that. I decided not to for now because I'm lazy. That's my only reasoning. I just don't want to do that right now. I want to just test this out first, and maybe in the future I'll try and get that working, but for now, it's not really worth it. So this chair is starting to creak a little bit, I think. Yeah, this chair's a little bit creaky now. I got a new chair because I was like, the other chair was way too creaky. This one is less creaky, but it's still a little bit creaky. I should be more careful about that, but. Or I could just get a better chair. I mean, Yeah, that's another option. Let's see. So this actually absolutely has to be a vector of u32. It's just the nice thing about my mock layer is that I don't need to have any other fields. So a layer, as far as I know, it has some other stuff tied to it, but because this is a mock, and because all I need to do is implement the one trait for it, it doesn't actually matter. So there is a requirement on layers here. The requirement being that it actually the layer itself has to implement a tiled layer. It's a trait that I defined, so that is something I don't have to worry about. So I'm going to have a struct for mock tile sets. Basically, I have to have a mock for everything that I did. So if I had a mock map, so I have to have a mock layer, I have to have a mock tile set, I have to have a mock image, and I think that's it actually. Oh, yeah, we just need a mock image after this, so create a mock image right here. Oh yeah, this chair is getting creakier than it was before. I'm almost certain of it. That's really disappointing because yeah, when I first got this chair to replace the other one, it really wasn't that creaky at all. But now I'm noticing it, and it's bothering me. It's really not good. Also, I'm really tired. Maybe you couldn't tell, but I'm actually just I'm kind of bagged because I've been working on this project each evening after a pretty busy day of work the last couple days already. So it's a bit taxing on me. Yeah, and I'm having trouble thinking straight right now too, but we have to press on. there are things to do. Actually, this trait impl could be done exactly the same for this guy down here. I have to point that out because yeah, there's no reason not to. Just do the mock layer the same way as I did the tiled layer. Let's see, what else? So the mock tile sets are going to be kind of interesting as well. Oh yeah, this guy is going to be... this one's going to be updated a bit too. I don't know if I ever talked about this. Did I define this last time? I think I did define this last time I recorded. Oh, it's been a while. What was I gonna say? I already forgot. Never mind. I was gonna say something about that. I just can't think of it anymore. What's important about an image? What does an image have that I need exactly? Why am I abstracting over image that way? Width, height, and images. Oh yes, that's right. This is garbage. I just need an impl. I don't need to actually copy that. This should be simple enough. Right, there's another thing I forgot to mention. This thing shouldn't be hard-coded in here. It should take it as an argument, but I decided not to because, well, I'm lazy, as usual. And I will fix it eventually. It definitely can't... It can't remain that way. There's no reason for it to do so. Also, I realize that this should probably be a owned string. Except, does image source own a string? Or is it... Oh no, tilemap path doesn't own a string, but I think image source does own the string, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's right here. I see it. So heap allocated string. We're okay. That's cool. Ugh. Maybe I have to call it a day early here. This is not. It's not good. This is not good. Empty string because it doesn't really matter. This is just a mock. So what does matter though is that we have these fields, this height and width and stuff. Okay, yeah, width is an I32, height is also an I32. That's all that we need. That's all that matters. What more could you possibly need in life than an I32? What are you complaining about? Stop that. Stupid IntelliJ. You need to stop this nonsense. Also, I'm not waking up in 9 hours. I'm waking up in 9.5 hours. Yeah, that's right. So now we gotta mock the tile set, and to mock the tile set, we need to get the tile set stuff. Help! I'm just saying gibberish at this point. So I actually don't need to do anything for this. These concrete implementation things, I don't have to do anything for those because, well, they already have concrete implementation. So that's what's nice about traits. They're sort of like abstract classes as well. They're like it's basically a combination of abstract class and interface and type class, all in one good bundle of joy. I mean, I guess technically that's just what type classes are, aren't they? I'm pretty sure Haskell type classes are the same. But, you know, I guess it's more like a combination of a combination of an interface and an abstract class with the ability to extend external types, which is super rad. Yeah, right here. Just plop it down. Done. Just let my brain simmer. Use a mock tile set. Anytime we use a tiled whatever, we just replace it with a mock whatever. So I'll mock that. Yeah, there we go. Mock image. It's also a mock image. Yeah, these specific errors, you know, I probably could have done them as an enum instead of boxing the errors. I feel like boxing the errors is a little bit extreme, all things considered. It's sort of a lazy catch-all way of doing things, but the truth is I don't really need to do that. I could just use an enum and have typed errors that I can just like pattern match on to figure out what the error is and do whatever with it. It's a little bit nicer than having to like downcast your error into a specific error type. So yeah, I'm definitely considering doing that in the future as well. It's not urgent, but yeah, it's one of those things, you know, that people talk about as being a better practice, just having typed errors instead. Let me think. Is there anything else I need to do here? Not really. Fetch tileset image. Well, I mean, this basically has to be implemented the same way, right? Like, actually, why is this even here? Wait, hang on. Am I going crazy? Like, I don't need to implement that, do I? Did I expect myself to implement this? Because I don't really have to. Because, yeah, this just calls into itself. This calls images. Oh, but no, that's a vector. Yeah, it's a vector, and it go okay or else's, and then, you know, actually, it's gonna be moved. Yeah, that could definitely be moved. Let's try that. We're not done yet. We ain't done yet. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, this is kind of the process I went through when I was going with this stuff, or when I was writing out all this code to begin with. I realized slowly over time that, hey, some of the stuff I can actually just move into the trait itself, and then I have a concrete implementation now. I don't need to. I don't need this anymore, and life is good. I don't need to specify so many things anymore. So yeah, that's cool. Alright, what am I doing here? I'm gonna get rid of this, because I don't need it. At least I'm pretty sure I don't need it. I'm very confident I don't need it. I forgot I have to make a mock tile map path. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna have tile width, which is obviously 32. We're gonna have tile height, also 32. Images. It's just gonna be a vector of a mock image. There we go. I feel like that makes sense, right? Yeah, that totally makes sense. This is totally fine. Nothing wrong. Everything's cool. This is the wrong trade implementation. But now it's okay. Tiled map. What about you? What's the story, Wishbone? We have mock layers now, so we can just use that. And mock tile sets. Actually, this isn't even the right set of parameters for tile map. Let me go fetch the real deal. The real one. Also need a tile map creator. Right, yeah, that's my tile map path guy. So the only thing I have to implement for that is create map, which is like dead easy. Yeah. So tile map takes these parameters. It's a big honkin' list. It takes this. So I only have to implement 4 things for it. Well, I kind of want to separate that out. I don't know why. I just feel like that looks nicer. Other people would disagree with me. I know. But I like that extra space there. Where was I? I was looking at this, wasn't I? Yeah, you have a whole bunch of stuff. Wow. Okay, so... Actually, oh, no, I don't need this. I just need concrete types. So, first I would give an image source for the first thing. Then I'd give a mock image. Then I'll give a mock tile set. There, easy. And the rest is just, yeah, it is what it is. Excellent. And so is this. It's going to be the same. And this struct, yeah, this struct just gets to remain exactly as it is. And now I just need to create the struct mock tile map path, I believe. So this was surprisingly easy. This was simple. I mean, it's a little bit time consuming because I have to type out all this stuff, but hey, that's what happens when you're not using like a dependency injection framework, right? You don't have everything easy. You also don't have all the extra like bloat and overhead of a framework, so just saying. It's nothing against frameworks. I have never actually really used the DI framework. Okay, like maybe I have, but only in like passing, like in someone else's code base. But like, yeah, I don't know. I find frameworks kind of scary because they're just like, yeah, do everything this way until you can't do things the way you want to do things, and or they actually make your code really slow, either like slow to compile or like slow at runtime. Like, it's you have to be careful, basically, as with anything, you know, judicious use. Where is it? It was, yeah, tile map creator. I implemented it for, what was it, tile map path? So, I mean, tile map path is, tile map path really is just it just takes a string. I don't have to mock that. I mean, if I really wanted to mock a tile map path, I guess I could, but I really don't. I don't think it's necessary. So yeah, we're gonna not mock that. There's one thing we're not gonna mock, and it's that, because I have complete control over that. Okay, so we're gonna re-unmock everything here. We're gonna make a mock tile map. Or is that mock tiled map is what I call it? Oh, I'm just gonna call it mock tile map. It's easier. Easier on the brain. Oh wait, no. The problem with the I'm dumb. I just realized if I use tile map path, the impl for tile map path uses concrete types, right? Yeah, uses these types. So I can't get away with that. That's right. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just being completely ridiculous right now. Do I even care about this path? Like, what's actually gonna happen with that path? I don't actually know. Probably nothing, right? Yeah, I don't see anything happening, so I'm just gonna make a struct tile map path, mock tile map path. That just doesn't have anything in it, and then we're gonna do the impl for it, like so. Yeah, and I don't need this lifetime parameter because that's only on this type, and we're gonna use a mock one. Then we're just going to use our mock tile. Whoa-ho-ho, what you doing? Can you not do that, please? Thank you. Don't do that. I had to turn off that shortcut or something because it's really bothering me. Can I call it mock map? Let's call it mock map. Yeah. Because everything else is like tile set layer. It's not like tile layer, tile set, or tile image. It's just, yeah, I feel like this just makes sense. We'll call it that. Tile map path can say the same. We're just going to call this mock map. We're going to use mock layer, obviously. Mock tile set. Mock image. And image source can say the same. And to create our mock map from our, we're going to create a mock map from our tile map path, which has nothing in it. So the map that we're going to return is going to be whatever map we got, I guess. Or no, well, we have to create a map actually. So here's where we actually have to make up a completely new map, or a new mock map, to be more specific. We're going to call it mock map. And I am going to use an intermediate variable because it's a test. It doesn't really matter about inlining or whatever. At least it doesn't. In this situation, it doesn't matter. And yeah, that's good. Alright, so, mock map. You have a width of, I don't know, 5. And a height of 5. We'll have some layers. Those layers will look like a vector of... Oh, I have to actually create a new vector, don't I? Like this. Okay, that'll be interesting. Because this is actually going to have to be a bunch of layer structs. Huh. And each of those layers is going to have a bunch of data in them. Ooh. Okay, like that's fine. That's totally okay. That's expected. I could add some like helper functions here to help with that, although I don't really want to add too much extra logic in the tests, because then I'd have to. Well, I wouldn't have to test it, but it's something that could introduce some problems, and so I'd rather not. I don't know if that's particularly problematic at all, but yeah, that's just my current feeling based on how I feel right now. I guess that's what current feeling means, doesn't it? So what goes into a mock layer? A mock layer gets tiles. So we have tiles. Okay, and tiles is a vector of U32s, right? So I guess because its width and height is 5 by 5, I'll just do something dumb like this. Oh wait, yeah, that's exactly right. If I do this, then I get a nice little grid. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. 5 by 5 grid, see? Nice and mocked. Tile sets. What does a mock tile set have? Oh, it has an image. Or images. It has a width, tile height, and images. Interesting. I'm just saying, the tile width is like 32 pixels, and the tile height is 32 pixels. What the hell is going on? Oh, that's what's going on. It's in a, right, it has to go in a, oh yeah, that's right. It goes in a vector. I forgot about this detail. Yeah, I don't really care. Because I'm only going to use one layer of the tile sets. But yeah, it's a feature of Tiled itself. It lets you like load multiple layers if you want, like multiple tile sets. I don't think I'm going to be using that at all, because for one thing, it means I have to update all of my code and stuff that you know, parses, or not parses the file, but, you know, deals with the stuff, the tile map stuff. I mean, I guess that part is not so bad, but then I also have to like add new tile maps to my, well, I'd obviously want to actually test it, so I have to add more tile maps and stuff to my TMX, so I don't know, I just don't feel like it's worthwhile right now. I don't really want to do it. I don't think it's like a bad thing to do, and I think that it would be great to add the support for that. It's just like show people how it's done, like in my tile map example thing, but right now I'm just like, whatever. I'm just gonna go 32. I mean, these are not even gonna be used for anything as far as I remember. So that should do it. Some fields are missing. Oh, that's right. I already forgot. Images, that's right. Which is a vector of image. Mock image. Mock image. What is a mock image anyway? What's that look like? It has a width and a height. Okay. And that's it. Well, our mock image is... I mean, how many images am I going to have, right? I think I'm only going to be using one. So I'm just going to use a mock image. With a height of, I don't know, 640 by height 480. Well, let's be honest, this stuff doesn't really matter. This is all mock data. But yeah, this should do it for like creating the tile map creator. having it impuled for mock tilemap path. So cool. That's awesome. This doesn't need to exist anymore. All I have to do is create my mock tilemap path, and then I just call mock dot thing. Got create map, and it should just work. Honestly, right? Like. Seems reasonable to me. I don't know about you, but it seems reasonable to me. We'll see how this goes. I don't think it'll... Yeah, I figured it wouldn't compile. What did I do? I did everything wrong. Now I'm sad. What? Oh, I'm not borrowing it? Why? That's weird. Oh, because it's old. That's my bad. Yeah, I need to hand out references instead of whatever the heck I was doing before. Let's double check everything. Okay, let's try again. Warning, result unused, test passed. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. So I don't know actually what gets created by this. I don't know what the result is. I already forgot. It's the result of... Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna be a tilemap info, isn't it? Alright. Or at least in theory it should be a tilemap info. If it's not, it could be an error. I hope it's not an error. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what this is. So first, I guess we should check that it's okay. Well, I guess I can expect error creating tile map. Is it tilemap data or tilemap info? Okay. And then, yeah, that's basically the same as like an assert fail. So that's fine. Let's just call this result or tilemap info. Oh, that's gonna return a mock map? What? Really? That doesn't sound right. The compiler says that's gonna return a mock map, though. I am inclined to believe it, because I probably am not calling the right function, am I? I should be calling initialize... Did I spell it with an S or a Z? Oh no. I'm having a British English versus American English crisis. I don't know why. Oh no, I did use British English. Gosh. Okay, yeah, there we go. Whew. That scared me. I was like, oh no, what's going on? Okay, that looks cool. That looks like it might actually work. So I'm glad IntelliJ showed me this type so I could actually see what's going on. Okay, so it didn't fail with this error. So now, in theory, tilemap... I should be able to assert certain properties about tilemap info. Not those things in particular. I should be able to look at like image source. Oh yeah, I want to .0 that, so then I go like, it looks like this, I guess. Can I compare a heap allocated string to a string reference like that though? Does it do a value comparison? I actually don't know. It does. Okay, that's cool. Because if I were to go like blah instead, it'd probably just explode, right? It'd probably just be mad. This test should fail if If it doesn't fail, then we've got bigger problems. It did! Hooray! Okay, I'm really happy. That's awesome! Yeah, there you go. That's dependency injection and I guess IOC. I mean, they're pretty closely related, but yeah, that kind of stuff in a nutshell. That's pretty cool. I dig this. I totally dig this. I might even port all this stuff over to the tilemap example that I've been working on. Well, once I get the tilemap stuff working, I think this stuff would be pretty useful for like adding as unit tests and stuff. But I think that's it for today. I'm really happy with this progress, and I guess, yeah, tomorrow probably we'll just be actually doing like actual testing of this. I'll add a real test, and then we're gonna move on to trying to get the rendering and everything else working.